And so what's his case study? He's going to give us the study of human consciousness. And he says this is an excellent example of what happens when the hard sciences intrude into another field where they don't belong. So go figure. He says, while the origin of consciousness is currently at the center of a storm, the nature of consciousness is actually pretty commonsensical. And so he wants to give us a brief tour of this subject, and then we'll take a look at how scientism, he tells us, distorts it.
Right. So, of course, what's the first thing that we have to do? We have to define our terms.
There you go.
And he asks first, whereas a description of physical objects, state, process, property, relation, must be completely relayed within a third-person perspective using common sense language like being solid, being large, located near the door, at rest, or the language of the hard sciences, has a negative charge, has mass, is a neuron, is a synapse, is a calcium ion, those things. Descriptions of state of consciousness requires an approach from within the first-person point of view, and the nature of these states cannot be captured using physical language.
So what he does here is he makes a distinction. He's trying to give us a definition of what consciousness is all about, right? And he compares it with how we describe physical objects and then how we describe states of consciousness. And physical objects are described by third-person perspective, he tells us. He, she, it, they had this. But descriptions of state of consciousness, we say I feel this, I'm thinking this. So it's a first-person perspective. So that's his first kind of a little bit into trying to understand exactly what consciousness is all about.
When someone undergoes surgery, you can talk to the doctor and they say, we took this thing out of them and we sewed it back up and it consisted of this type of cancer cell and we removed it. And now we're just waiting for them to come out of consciousness. And we'll only know that once they tell us, right?
Yeah.
So there's the distinction between cancer cells versus the person. And so we do that kind of on a normal basis. Is awake? I don't know. Let me go check. And then you have to rouse them, hopefully. And then they're awake and you only know that they're awake because they tell you that they're awake.